Sorry about that. I was muted. Hello, hello. And I see there are a couple people on already. I'm so excited that you are here. And I thank you for your patience while waiting for me to come online. I had to restart my phone to make sure I have decent speed here. Okay, so, I get asked this question all the time. Does reunion really happen? Hold on, my son is like interrupting me. I turn it on. Okay, all right. And all right, so I get asked this question all the time. Does reunion really happen? Is this something that's really possible? Okay, before I really explain how it happens, by now you might have heard some things. There are some terminologies that seriously need to go on this journey. Gotta go. Ended my karmic relationship. Okay, Tatiana. All right. So I want to bring you back to the bubble love phase. Okay. What on earth was that? And by the way, my uh, window is open. Looks like, okay, maybe I am off a little bit. Hold on a second, Miss. Uh, which number? Sorry about that. Hold on. Which number?
66, I think.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Let's help my son now. Okay. And so coming back to the bubble love phase, you meet this person that you did not intend to meet, you and your twin flame. You didn't, certainly didn't know it was going to happen, right? And then for many on this journey, it was either while you're in a karmic connection, had just recently ended a karmic connection, something like that, and you're on a path to self discovery. When you think about this journey, you're like, who asked for this, right? You're thinking, who on earth asked for this? And I just have to say, yeah, you did. You asked for it. You're like, Sheen, I wouldn't do this to myself. Well, there was a moment you're like, I wish I can have someone who understands me. I wish I could have someone that I didn't feel like I have to work so hard for the connection. Like, truly want to have someone where it's effortlessly, we connect, they just really get me. Something like that, right? If that happened with you, if you had a moment in time where you're just like, I wish, I'm dreaming about this, like, I really wish, then here comes your twin. Okay. I know I certainly did. And I remember when that bubble love phase ended so quickly, I was like, let me rewrite my wish, God. I was like, sorry, because I was like, I seriously was like, I wish if only I can taste one moment in time. If I can have a short moment, like seriously, I was like that. If I can have a short moment where I can feel connected with someone and feel something that's real, right? So when that happened and not knowing the twin flame journey and it up and vanished, I was like, I take my words back. Okay. And so the reason I bring it up is because as you move further along in the journey, you forget about that phase. That really important bubble off phase gets lost in translation and forgotten. Perhaps some of you haven't forgotten it. Maybe if you classify yourself as the chaser, which I believe is you running from yourself, it is. You can argue with me on it and that kind of stuff. Well, I'll just talk more about this. And your twin flame mirrored that, then perhaps you're hanging on to the memory of the wonderfulness, those wonderful times, right? I have my window open. I haven't put my AC up, so there's cars. I hope it's not too distracting. Okay, and those who run from the connection totally forgot. Okay, it's like and if there's anyone here who ran from the connection, please let me know if that was you. It's like you remember it, but somehow it becomes at the far distant memory eventually. It's like the ending of the bubble off phase when both of you go different ways is painful for both people. Okay, I have to point that out for both. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the DF gets tortured," and then so does the DM. Okay, and I'm going to explain why. The DM is at a disadvantage in this connection. And you're like, what? I am. No, no, no. The DM, the divine masculine, is at a disadvantage in this connection as well. Okay, I'll explain all of this. And, I hope there is information you can take with you from this video, because my wish for all of you, those who are striving for reunion, is to achieve it. Okay? Because it is very possible. All right? And it happens all the time. I get to witness it and so forth over and over again. I always say I don't know who it's going to be next. I don't know who it's going to be next, but I know when you're doing the work, it happens. It just happens, okay? That your time is just around the corner. It's there when you know what to do with this connection. Now, before we label it twin flame, it is not twin flame. This isn't twin flame, okay? The twin flame just mirrors you so much more than anybody in your life because of the purpose of this connection, what this connection is really about. All right. And so the bubble love phase is that time when you and this person knew you found a unique connection. You found someone special. And it is my belief that the divine masculine, and that's me, I haven't been proven wrong, but I am okay if anyone out there is going to say, no, you're wrong, Asheen. I love a challenge. I do. I don't shy away from those. It is my perception that from observation that it is a divine masculine that recognizes the connection first. Okay. And depending on where this person is in their life, perhaps they might be like, oh, okay, interesting connection. All right. I'm ready. Okay. All right. I just gotta figure it out. I need a moment to figure it out. The universe is talking to me, or they're not quite there. Like for example, there could be a thought, my life is a hot mess. Like, why is this connection coming in this moment? This person wasn't supposed to be in my thoughts, in my whatever, because I was just simply living my life, doing my own thing. And this connection came and hit me. So any one of those, right? Any one of those, the divine masculine recognizes it when he meets the divine feminine. Something stands out in the connection. Okay. And so then you go through the bubble love phase, and guess what happened? Fear comes up. Fear finds its way in to the connection and messes, or appears to mess, everything up. And where did the fear come from? Where is it coming from? It's not your twin flame. It's not from your twin flame. Okay. The fear that shows up in the connection, whether it's you or your twin flame, was there before you met. Okay. It was there. It was there when you were perhaps in a karmic connection, feeling like you were at the lowest moment. Like, I get confused which way this hair goes. Feeling like you were in the lowest moment of your life when you were with this person, your twin, coming out of a karmic All right. I apologize for that. It looks like the phone's been having overheating issues, and it just went into emergency mode and was like, you're not connecting whenever it's plugged in. So I'll just wait until the battery goes low. This is quite a night. Wasn't expecting this, right? And yes, so that's what happened. Okay. So there is a purpose for the bubble love phase. Okay. There's a reason why it happens. And I know the sun is setting. This another day will be better. Okay. This is just not my day today. But I'm here connecting with you guys, and I just really love that. And I love those who have stayed on to watch this. Okay. There is a purpose for the bubble love phase, and it's what is to come in this connection. Okay. During that time, in that phase, there were no worries. Perhaps you didn't have worries. There was no fear. Okay. The connection was just as is. Let me move aside a little bit from the sun. Just as is, right? And the fear creeps up, and something looks familiar. Something looks like an experience you've gone through before. Either you or your twin flame gets triggered. The triggers start to happen, and the reaction from the triggers, if you're anything like me, I was like, oh, I'm doing this wrong again. I can't seem to get it right, or something like that. Like, there it goes again. And these things came up because they were unresolved. Unless you took some time off before you met your twin flame and you worked on healing and you worked on being in yourself, worked on your triggers, you did all this kind of work. Most of us did not when meeting our twin flames for the first time. And then old fears creep up, and wounds begin to show themselves. And it causes, in that instant when it appears, perhaps it took some time for some of you. Lots of times it's like almost instantly when the fear shows up, connection seems to fizzle. It seems that way, that either that person just disappears or calls things off, or maybe you're the one who called things off. I don't know. That moment, what you would call separation begins. You know the story. I say story. You know what happens. Many of you can relate with this. And there's a reason why so much of this is so relatable. When you can talk to one person and this happened, another person is like, wow, that happened too, and so forth. It's so similar. Okay. So without the understanding of what this connection is and what's happening, unfortunately, folks get the wrong information. Maybe friends and family get in the way, and they're just like, no, you need to move on. Wrong type of guidance gets given and that kind of stuff. And then time goes by. Time goes by. Okay. Certainly happened to me. And with, the wrong information can really delay so much. And I'm not going to say it's not necessary, because everything happens for a reason. I certainly don't want anyone blaming themselves. The wrong information can cause further delay. It will not stop reunion. I'm a big believer. If you know me, you always hear me say, I'm a big believer. Yes, I am. That it's always in process. Your reunion is always in process. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the divine masculine before I go into the energy of this connection. I mentioned that the divine masculine is at a disadvantage. And here's what happened. Okay. So, in theory, I'm going to say in theory because everyone's journey is different. Take what resonates with you. I'm giving you an insight of the possibilities. All right. So when this particular person discovers you, they're like, oh, wow. Okay. All right. What is this? What's this connection? Hold on one moment. All right. What is this? I want to get to really know this person. Oh, there's so much of me coming out. There's a lot of me coming out. I don't know what's happening to me. but I want to figure it out. Okay. Your person wanted to figure things out. Okay. And I mentioned the fear and everything. All this comes up and disrupts all of that, right? Now, this is a journey of the divine feminine. This is a journey of the divine feminine. And so when the fear showed up in you, they mirrored it. Can't help but mirror it. So here is a person who's like, I do want to figure out this connection, but something feels off. Something doesn't feel right. Something like I'm trying to connect in some kind of way. If this was you, okay, and I can't seem to do that. And the energy within yourself gets stirred up. Fears come in. What if they reject me? What if there was someone else? I feel jealous. Why they're talking to someone else? All this kind of stuff. And that energy keeps them, the divine masculine, at a distance that he can't help, or she can't help. Okay. And this person is likely to be, in universe is talking to both of you. The universe is like, hey, to both of you. And this person is like, I don't know how to do that. I hear what I'm being told, what I'm being guided. I don't know how to do that. And because of the fear that comes up in this connection, more specifically in you, that they're mirroring, okay, they show that fear. So it's like this person takes on the fear as if it's their fear, it's your fear. It's a shared fear, like it's shared in some kind of way because it showed up. It showed up within yourself, and now they're just like, I don't know. And this person can only really show you the fear that you have inside of you. And if you were to ask, well, why do you feel that way? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So before we label that twin flame, it is not. Connection has been this way. You probably just didn't notice it until your twin flame showed up. Okay. Hold on one moment. Hold on. I'm gonna have to mute my mic for a second. Yes. You want me to turn on the hotspot? Okay. Sorry, I was still okay. So okay. There's all these interruptions tonight. It's like people forget. Thank you about that for the sound. People forget I'm on live and it's just all over the place. All right. So I'm back to focusing here. Um, oh, is it still no sound? Do you guys hear me? Like no? Ooh, I hope there is a sound. Can you hear me? Mm, are you able to hear me? Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Somebody answered. Thank you so much. So the fear shows up, crackling. Better experience next time. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, so the fear comes up, and almost instantly, right when the fear comes up, and you're like, what on earth just happened? Okay. And this person can only mirror your fear. Even though deep down they're like, how do I have this connection? I can't figure it out. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know. And we'll get to the fear-based energy too. I'm hearing that. So I don't know. Therefore, I'm not quite sure. Like, let me just give up altogether. I have no idea how to experience this connection. I have no clue. Don't know what's happening to me. I don't understand these changes. I don't understand a whole bunch of stuff because the fear within you is all they know of, taken on as their own fear. Okay. The resistance, and I'm not saying it to blame you. Like I truly want you to move away from there's me and there's this person and understand that it's one. It's a shared soul and they're mirroring. This person is mirroring you. And there is usually one person in the connection who is aware. And because you're here getting information, that is you, is aware, while the other one goes with the energy, goes with the energy. It's like, I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be doing these things. I want to figure this out. I don't know why I can't seem to get it. Okay. There's a connection. You might hear that. I feel like there's a connection between us. Now, this is where people go wrong. And I certainly don't want you to do this. And it is to try to pressure the idea of twin flame on your twin flame, especially if they're not open to hearing it. Yes, we're twin flames. Don't you get it? All this kind of stuff. No. You can certainly express what's been happening to you. These are the experiences that happened to me. They're dreams. I feel connected in some kind of way. Um, Things like those, because it's likely this person's going through that as well. Okay. Your energy shifted, your thoughts shifted from the bubble phase, the bubble up phase. I I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like they really want me. I don't know if this connection is possible. I don't know. They're like, whatever thoughts, I want you to think about the things that you tell yourself. Okay. And in what way it's showing up. Because it's showing up in the connection. You're like, is she? You said you're not going to do a blame thing, right? It's you. It's you. The reason why this connection came about is to help you see yourself, to shine a light on yourself. Let's put it that way. Okay. So we're coming out, as you may know, many of you know this, we're coming out of a time where love was just painful and confusing. We lost ourselves. We were taught to lose ourselves. We observed people who stayed together even though they couldn't stand each other. They lost themselves, they lost their dreams, they lost their hopes and everything. And we're moving out of that. That's no longer the story that's happening here. That was back then with your parents, your ancestors, all this kind of stuff. If it relates with you, it's not everybody. And now with this new earth, we're coming out of that. The old belief that you have to be in pain, that you have to disregard yourself, put yourself last, ignore your feelings, ignore so much about yourself, people please, put other people before you. We're moving away from all of that. And this connection comes in to show you these things inside of yourself. But, you know, what many of us do, and I don't blame you, I've been there, is to we look at the person and say, why are they behaving that way? Why are they doing all this? Why? Meanwhile, everything we ask of that person gets manifested because the twin flame connection is not immune to the laws of the universe. It's not. Okay. So when beliefs are running in your mind about this person, and I've moved away from uh, stories. I don't like to say stories because these are beliefs. The beliefs that you have about what's happening about this person they show it. Okay. Now, this brings me back to what I had said. The divine masculine in this connection is at a disadvantage. Because even if this person is like, I want to come forward, something holds them back. Okay. Energy and belief. Those two things. You can't do anything with it but stare at you from a far distance because the belief said so. And the energy, oh boy, energy, fear based energy. That's what they are. They're energy out of fear. And this isn't twin flame related. If I use money as an example, I don't know, it works the same. It works the same. You want to make lots of money, apply a lot of these concepts to money, same thing. And money is masculine energy, by the way. And so when you're talking about it a lot, you have fear all day long. I don't know where money's going to come from. What is happening? I don't know. And you just talk so much negativity around it. It can't show up for you. It just kind of stays lurking on the outside saying, I almost came in. I was just about to come in. And you summoned me away. You told me I'm not here. I don't exist. I'm not around. Can't see me. Therefore, it's not there. And all this kind of stuff works the same way. Okay. And money is like, I truly want to come in and take care of you. I want to fulfill all your needs and give you everything you want. Just like your twin flame, right? Because you're like, no, they don't. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You're not the only one affected by the universe. Okay, this is why I'm a huge believer. That's my favorite saying. I'm a believer in reunion because the universe does not play. You look at the universe, or God does not play around with this connection. You have the signs, the synchronicities, the messages, the dreams, all this kind of stuff, this pull towards the person. Can't seem to get them out of your mind. Constant reminders all over the place. Just does not give up. Okay. Perhaps you had believed that God left you. That's the ego. That's the ego. The ego says, I need to see it. If I don't see it, therefore it doesn't exist. I need to see it. I feel safe when it's in my eyesight, when it's around. So I need to do things to make sure it's around. I need to tell them my feelings, how much I love them, how much I'm there for them, how much I'm willing to do anything for them, and all this kind of stuff because I need to do something about this so that it happens. Okay? This is the mind, the ego. Your ego, or the mind, however you want to look at it, never creates connection. It never, I want to say never, you can attest to it. I'm open. I love a challenge. It's not going to get you to where you need to go. Whether it's in connection, the connection with your twin flame, connection with others, your business, you want to make lots of money, and you sit in your mind and you let your mind dictate everything. It's got to look like this, it's got to come in like this, it needs to be like planning it out, mapping everything. If I do a little bit more of this and all this kind of stuff, it gets in the way. It's just not a creator. Your soul is. Your soul, the universe, your inner guidance, listening to all of this, paying attention to the messages you receive, trusting and believing it. All of this kind of stuff is what's guiding you on this journey. Okay? Not the mind. So I'm going to take a break and read some of the things here. All right, so Sherelle says, I hope I said your name right. Hi, my twin flame just got engaged, and I've never been so sad and hurt before. His higher self told me in a meditation that he likes her, but he doesn't love her. Will he come back to me? Absolutely. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. All right. So there is a particular moment in this connection It's one of those, if someone has the answer for it, please tell me. Please tell me. I'm open, and I hope the universe will show me some videos to give me some clarification. Okay. There is a moment in the connection. Oh, okay. So, what I'm hearing, this is channeling in, is for teaching lessons, for preparing. Like, I'm going to explain to you what it is I observe, for preparing for this connection, for clearing out karmic situation patterns, negative thinking, you name it, whatever. For some reason, this person knows the connection, had felt the connection, was able to say, maybe I was imagining things, and be able to move on and have a life with someone else. Okay. Happened to me. Didn't see, couldn't see it, just knew, there was something there. There's I felt it, maybe I imagined it, I'm not sure. They moved on, I'm moving on, all this kind of stuff, and just can't really see it. This is where you would call the unawakened twin. I say no one's unawakened, but this, I would call it unawakened. And it's not that he's unaware of the connection, it's that he's unaware to the extent how significant this connection really is. It's not revealed yet. Okay. This is the one reason a twin flame would be able to, it seems like they're able to move on, is because they're not aware of it yet. And so when you hear the divine masculine readings, they're waking up to the connection. It's actually a reading of yourself too, if you tune in and listen, okay? But don't obsess over it. I'm just giving, like, listen to one. If perhaps you don't have to listen to it. Maybe you've been there already. It's part of the journey. Like, I'm telling you, so many people on this journey. Maybe it wasn't you. I'm not saying it was you. So many people were like, I kept hearing these psychic readings back to back to back to back to back. I was one of them. And I'm just like, okay, this must be part of the journey. I'm at the point, I'm just like, this is part of the journey. And then once you get to a particular level of healing, it no longer resonates. The energy of it just does not feel right for you. But then the next wave of twin flames comes in, and then the readings continue. Okay. So you might have heard something like the divine masculine waking up to the connection. That, to me, is what that is. Okay. I thought I can get away. I thought I could move on. Why is this coming back? Or anything like me, the universe just kind of like cracks the whip. And I'm like, oh, okay. And crack it again. Like, sometimes I offend people the way I talk about the universe. I just like keeping it real, in a real way. All right. The experience with the universe, when they want something done, they just want it done. And they're not playing around. And there's a time for that. There's a time when that appears, when that happens. So in the meantime, all you can do is work on healing yourself and following your inner guidance, getting yourself to a better place, healing whatever it is that has made it difficult for you to experience a deep, loving connection with someone, especially if you have a history of emotionally unavailable partners. Okay. Move into that. This was a recommendation I wish I received early on in my journey, but everything happens the way it does. I just really just moved on rather than self-healing and self-reflection. Okay. And then when the time comes, boy, the the universe steps in. And I will have to tell you this. Like, I really want all of you to know this important piece. The connection is out of your hand and is out of your twin flame's hands. Out of your hands. Okay. And what do I mean by that is when it's time for a reunion, whether you're trying to make it work or you're running from it, it's like it keeps knocking at your door in the biggest ways. And many people wind up saying, you know what, I can't seem to get around this connection, so I'm going to figure out how to have it. And excuse me, can't seem to make it go away. My throat gets so dry. All right, so that's my recommendation there. And I feel for you, Sherelle. Much love. I definitely do as well. Oh, for the first time is weeks, months, even. What did I miss? I'm not sure what the question may be, but we're talking about energy and thoughts. Okay, and believing that reunion is possible. That's a big one. The universe is constantly manifesting. If deep down you're like, I don't know, take care of that. Be in the know. Your soul's in the knowing, right? Okay. And all right. Hold on. Backing up. Backing up. Oh wow, there's all these questions. I went a little too far down. All right. I think the masculine has their own childhood hurts and hurdles to get over. It's not all a reflection of the divine feminine. Oh, excuse me. I wish I can believe that. I truly wish I do. Yes, they do have their own childhood hurts and hurdles. Something with it is shared. Okay. So when I work with people, I'll give you an example. Someone would say, all right, well, why can't my divine masculine just open up? Why can't they talk about their feelings? I'm here for it. And then once we get into their feelings, okay, I'll ask you, do you share your feelings with others? Do you open up and let people know when you're in pain? Do you let people in on your pain and sit with you through that pain and be there for you? Or do you hold your pain within and say, no one's going to understand us? I've lost my who I am. I've lost my voice. And perhaps that's not you. I'm just giving an example. Whenever I speak up, no one hears me. I can't seem to stop people pleasing and all this kind of stuff. And then the person who recognizes that when this comes out, they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how hard it is to open up. It's a shared wound. Okay. And then once they heal that and they're in their truth and they're speaking their truth without any fear of it, like, what are people going to say? What are they going to think? You know, am I going to upset someone? I don't know if I can say it but they overcome all of that and they're in their truth effortlessly. Guess who's in the truth? Guess who opens up and says, you know what? I've had something to say. Okay. Because it's a mirror of that. And meanwhile, while this person's healing their truth, something's happening with the twin flame. It's a mirror. So perhaps they meet someone who's like, listen, you need to open up. You need to talk. Or the universe comes in and say, listen, you're going to speak up. Or a YouTube video pops up that says, you got to speak up, okay? Whatever the case is. And just like that, the shift happens in both of you because it happened in yourself. There is somewhere there something that's shared. Okay? And this is why the mirror works so well. Because when you take a look at within yourself, whether it's not always what you're doing to yourself. Let's get this clear. It's not, oh, they're doing something, therefore I'm doing that to myself somewhere there. It could be a belief you have. Like, for example, all men are cheaters, all men lie, all women are crazy, women are just, I don't know. Whatever belief society got you thinking about men or about particular race, let's be honest. Or if this is you, not me, you know, why I laugh with that. Um, Society will paint pictures that are not real. And it can be like you don't mean to have this whatever belief it is. Society can get to people with stuff that's not real, okay? And scare people. Especially the news. That's what they're there for. Different culture, if there's a fear around a particular culture, are their family gonna accept me, their friends gonna accept me, I'm shy, I don't know, it's endless. That's why someone asked me what are some things that can get mirrored. I can't say what gets mirrored. you know it's you take a look at what's happening in your connection and begin to find, where is it, where's this fear. Your twin seems to be exhibiting some sort of fear. Where is it in you? Is it your thought? I'm afraid that they're not going to be really good partners. Okay. Maybe they won't. Never had this person as we've never been committed to each other. We didn't have a commitment. Is that even possible? Guess who mirrors that? And your twin flame will say, I don't know if this is possible. And you're like, why would they say that? Because you were thinking that. Okay. We gotta get out of the idea of separation. There is no separation. This person is showing you yourself. Okay. And all right, so I had to point that out, and it's okay. Rebuttals work really well with me. I'm open to anything anyone has to say. So I am constantly being compelled to buy a wedding dress. I'm so tired of this. I keep seeing him beside me as if we are walking down the aisle. I keep seeing wedding videos popping up. I think the universe is talking to you. I want to say hang in there. It sounds like the universe is telling you something. All right. So, how can you prevent the runner chaser dynamic when you are in no contact and we DF choose this? I reach this point at the moment, but I fear he will come back and fool me again or never come back. This fear, I just have to point it out. I just have to point it out. Keeps the connection at a distance. He's going to come back and do this again. Okay. You, that's what I gotta say there. I did mention the. I hate calling it push energy. The reason why I don't like this word at all is because it scares people. People are like, I'm afraid that I'm creating a push energy. I'm afraid I'm pushing them away. I don't want to push them away, and that alone pushes them away. The fear of not, this word simply implies separation. I like to look at it like your energy is outside of your body. Your energy is sitting in the 3D and looking at it and is worrying and all this kind of stuff. And how that ties with you, it's a little different. It's a little different. I'm getting a little off what you're mentioning. You know what? I want to go back to what you said. You are afraid he'll come back and fool you again. Okay? Very, very reasonable. Very reasonable. I was that person on the other end who had to figure out how to not do certain things again that can hurt the connection. So I truly understand that fear. Like, I'm just saying, I was on the other end of this, hoping for forgiveness and things like that. What happens when you and your twin meet each other, and this is with most people on this journey, you were a different version of yourself. You both were. You're coming into this connection wounded in some kind of way, with some sort of limiting beliefs, all of this kind of stuff, and trying to have the connection that way. And realizing, it's not working. because it's not like a soulmate connection. You can get away with these things in a soulmate. You can absolutely hate each other in a soulmate connection and keep doing the same awful things to each other. Granted, I'm not promoting any abuse of any kind, but in a soulmate connection, this stuff can go on and you become numb to it and all this kind of stuff, but not in a twin flame connection. So when you first met, you were in a different place in your life, unaffected yet by the universe, the signs, the messages, haven't begun a healing journey, none of this stuff. You're coming in with the old version of you. And so you experience healing, so did your twin. All right. I like to say this: are you where you were at the time the two of you met each other? Can you say that you're the same that you were, or have you evolved and grown? And now it's like you know better, you've developed more patience, anything like those. If you've experienced this kind of transformation, so did this person. Now, when we hold on to fear and say, I don't know if you're going to do this again, in a way, it overrides the changes that has happened. Fear, this is something that does need healing, but for you, not for this person. You're not doing anything for this person. When we have a fear of something from the past and we're still holding on to it, it repeats itself and repeats itself. This is what I see with couples. They haven't yet learned to, or figured out, I'm not saying learn, how to heal from the past experience and build a future within this present moment moving forward. Okay. And by sitting in that fear, it's like it shows up again and it shows up again. There's a phrase I came across today which I love. It says, your fear creates your future. Okay, it's like the fear from the past creates the future. That fear, I understand, it's there, it's valid, it needs your attention. Okay. And yes, I'm a big believer in having a conversation when reunion takes place. Listen, these are the things that had happened, because a lot of misunderstanding goes on, miscommunication, misperception of things. So much of that goes on. And by having a conversation, it helps to clear that up. All right. So continued. I know we are married at a soul level, and I do not really care for the physical wedding. So why won't the universe leave me alone with this? Surrender. You're like, okay, she sounds so simple. I'm at the point I quit fighting the universe. I have moments, and I recommend the same. And if you're not there yet, you can keep resisting. That's all I gotta say. I won't manifest nothing for you. I won't manifest anything. That was. It's like we question the universe, and the universe is like, listen, I see you. I see what you want. I see this future for you. I see everything. I see the plans that you've had. And we're just like, leave me alone. And the universe is like, I'm trying to get you there. Okay. I can't get you there if there's all this resistance that's inside of yourself. It's not in alignment. It doesn't work. Okay. So I truly get it when you're like, universe, just go away. And you can have moments of that, once in a while I have a moment like, universe, okay. And then I'll get back into alignment again and say, all right, I believe me, I have fought resisted. I like my terminologies. It's okay. I fought in the universe, but many of you will know resisted my inner guidance and everything for so many years that I got to the point I was just like, I'm not winning. Okay. Do I believe there's a win with the universe? Some of you may call it free will. Through my experience and observation, there isn't. It's a perceived free will. And the reason is because the universe knows what you're here for, what you desire deep down in your heart. So in the moment when you're like, universe, leave me alone, they're just like, we know that's not what you want. When are you going to be honest with yourself about what you want and move into alignment with that, with your soul's inner knowing, and move into it's already happened for you? And the universe is just reminding you that. And that's why they keep showing you these messages, okay? So I want to surrender. I'm having a hard time surrendering to this journey, having doubts if true twin or false. If you're doubting, it's probably your true twin. Your true twin will have you doubting, and there is no false twin, but a perceived false twin. It feels like this person is. But doubt is a part of the journey. And I do have to say, it is through experience. Surrendering happens through observation and all this kind of stuff. If you're having a hard time, it's not your imagination. You certainly can heal your um the belief you may be having that magic doesn't exist, that you're not magical, you're not a creator, and all this kind of stuff. I'm just saying, could be a possibility. And not just with twin flame, but other areas too. You know, healing where the resistance is and trusting your intuition. Okay, just your intuition, not this person. If your mind is set on this person, I'll tell you right now, a reunion is not going to happen. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Because when we look at something in the physical, I give money as an example. I know you guys are like, keep it human, machine. We look at the bank account. Some of you, you're like, okay, I look at my bank account, there's nothing there. There's not enough there. Therefore, there's no. All right. I Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not the experience I was hoping for, and I'm gonna have to end this soon because this is most likely gonna overheat, unable to load layouts. I'm not sure why it's saying that. All right, let me try quickly get to the questions. Oh my goodness, you guys have so many good questions here. Uh, all right, so not everything has loaded. So I'm going to take it. Oh, looks like more is coming in. I'm going to try to be real quickly with here. All right, I want to wonder how to be okay regardless of outcome, especially when you choose to cut 3D contact for yourself, and also when you know he needs space for you as well, but you don't know the outcome. You're not going to know the outcome. Gotta let go of knowing the outcome. Okay. This is, this is something I say worth healing, because the need to know is showing up in this connection, but it's also showing up in other areas of your life too. You've got to let go of needing to know. Seeing things daily, of course. The DM can never or will ever love someone else like they love you. They are you. How can you not love you? They're everything in that is right. Very true. Even if they feel the love for someone, there's like always something missing in that connection because it's just it's not a twin flame. There's something missing in that connection, and the universe is always support of twin flame, so gets in the way. All right, and I'm surrendering. Excellent, good one, Miss Amoy. He tells me telepathically that he loves me so much, and I'm so confused. I'm sorry, my son had walked into the room. I know I'm gonna be off soon. All right. And trust your intuition. Okay? Trust your intuition. I admit with myself, I fear it will take years and years, or it might not happen. He come back and will fool me with his words. And um again, the beliefs, the fear. This is something worth looking into. And when do they become aware, and what happens when their ego takes over? They are aware. There is no unaware of this connection. They're aware. Energy and thoughts. When, like I said, I'm not going to call it push energy. Let's call it your energies outside of you. Bring your energy inward. And balance. Balance is so important. And grounding yourself inward, and it helps to heal your connection in so many ways. Also, I am compelled to do my course, but I am afraid. I'm such an introvert. I know I need to speak to people, but man, oh man, this is nagging. The universe is getting you. I know. I know. All right. Thank you. It feels, yes, it feels that way at the moment. And I have truly been wondering this because I have experienced a lot with him. My time with him was short as a theoretical bubble love phase, very short phase. As for running and chasing, mine stopped. I literally pulled back, not intentionally, it happened naturally, but this nagging thing will not go away. It's like he came in everywhere. He came in my body and is everywhere. Yep. All right. So, hold on a second. I truly want to get through it. Oh, all right. I believe there are core lessons we need to learn, and the experience both DMDF has are from the same surface, but it manifested differently. And I believe this for all. Absolutely, not just twin flame. In our bubble love phase, DM told me all his childhood issues and how he is afraid of love because his mom didn't show it. Yes, this is very, very true. And once you have the energy balance and your DM comes in, this holding space, the ability to hold space for this person's healing as well as yours. There's healing that you do on your own and healing that you do together when you are in reunion. Okay, and so there's room for growth, and it really is. It's like both of you assisting each other in that kind of way because it's you, you holding space for you, being reflected to you, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm glad you have these lives. I don't have anyone. I agree. It's shared. Okay. I don't have uh, anyone where I live that I'm aware knows about this journey. It's hard to confide in people when you feel no one will understand. You might find someone. I find that more and more twin flames are popping up, and so it wouldn't surprise me if someone does like I don't know. This is just my observation. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Let me know if you're listening to someone's story and it sounds familiar. I found you recently have been learning more. Thank you again. You're welcome. Did you get a channel saying I have to keep the connection on a distance? My question was about chaser runner dynamic when choosing to cut 3D contact by DF. This is your inner knowing. Your soul is going to guide you. Ask that question and trust the answer that you hear. Did you sense he will do this again when he comes back? I do not. And it all happens inside of you. That shift happens in you. Okay. But whatever it is, just whatever it is, I'm telling you, it's some sort of belief that is in there. And when you tap into it and you heal it, it doesn't show up again. I agree. And they're saying energy. And when your energy is in balance and you've removed much of your fears, a lot of what had happened is not going to happen again. I agree and am on the same page with the lives. I feel like I'm part of a community. Oh, thank you. Am I the only one where the video completely shuts off? No, you weren't. Yes, it's back on. Kundalini reached down chakra last night. I had a doctor appointment, was told I had a fever, and she couldn't explain why. Nothing in this experience makes any sense to me. And he messaged me from a fake number. It's been 5 months. So common. So common. The messaging with a fake number, fake profile on social media pages, all of this kind of stuff. Just really curious about the connection, holding on to it, trying to understand it, being pulled in the connection. All of this contributes to that fake number, fake social media account. And I know some of you may be like, well, why can't they be a big person and just come forward? Energy and thoughts. I'm telling you, once you get these two down, a lot of this fizzles off and that kind of stuff. Your energy, the things you're the in the fear, you many of you will call it fear-based energy. Once you get a hand on that, a handle on it, and you shift your thoughts or have no thoughts, many of this goes away. All right. Mine did the same. Message me from fake number and never admits it. He keeps spying on me. I just block him because I need this detox period. Do what works for you. And yes, Ellis Lowe, he spies on my LinkedIn. You know, spirits are saying this whole blocking, it's like I hear a message around that. Blocking does send confusing messages in this connection. But again, if it's something you feel like you need in this moment to help you to detox, like you said, or detach from the physical, by all means, what helps with you. I do offer several different suggestions, and I did get a chance to put the link below. I am having a master class coming up on Tuesday where I go into this deeper, and you'll have access to the replay and also a couple of workbooks I'll provide during that master class too. Okay, so I will have that link down below. It's more in detail than this. Okay, and it'll be something that you can reference back to, and so forth. So the link will be there soon. Okay, and we can't make this ish up even if we tried. Yep, and absolutely cannot. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of unknown numbers just listening to the phone, looking at my Facebook page. Very typical on this connection, the DM, or if you want to consider DF, mostly DM in this connection want in. They want in and they're not sure how to do it. Once you shift your energy within and you mind what you're telling yourself, even the smallest thoughts, worry, doubt, and all this kind of stuff, it's able you'll the energy they your twin won't have this energy that's pushing them towards whatever it is that they're doing, and then they're able to follow their intuition a whole lot more. Okay, a whole lot more. And I tell you, it as hard as it is and frustrating for you, it is with your twin flame too, because the what you call push energy, the energy, your energy being outside of your body is the way I like to look at it, makes it hard for them to come forward and to release whatever situation they're in. But once you're able to bring that energy within, they can hear themselves. Okay, and the universe takes over. It's you, God, and your twin. I want to no God first. God, you, twin. All right, put it in that order. God, you, and your twin. I really need a deep break of a few big topics. All right. And I have a session planned with you this Sunday. I believe, really look forward to it. I look forward to it too. I'm so excited. And thank you for the guidance you give. Absolutely, Shalita. And before this phone acts crazy again, because it's going to overheat, I'm actually going to end this session. And once again, this masterclass is 90 minutes, and I give you additional materials as well to help you shift the energy in your connection to understand it so much more. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your patience tonight and for staying this long. Bye.